Hi students, welcome to another session. So far we have been discussing Unit 3 and in Unit 3, that is the basis of human behavior, we have tried to understand the basic unit of human system, that is neuron, its structure and functioning. And then we have dealt with the nervous system, which is further divided into central nervous system, peripheral nervous system, and we have seen endocrine system. Nervous system communication is electrical impulses and endocrine system is chemical impulses. Now, let us proceed further to the next topic. So, the topic for today is genes and behavior. In this genes and behavior, the gene behavior is today's topic. Genes we have seen earlier in the sessions, like in the early sessions of Unit 3, how a human being is developed and like evolution theory, like in the process of evolution, that is biological evolution and cultural evolution, who will survive, the survival of the fitness and a eligible one. So the finest and the fittest one which exists can process its qualities to the next offspring. Offspring is the next generation. So let us see in detail what happens as we are dealing with the biological basis. So now it is genes and behavior, how genes affect the behavior. So okay, we inherit characteristics from our parents in the form of genes. A child at birth possesses a unique combination of genes received from both the parents. This inheritance provides a distinct biological blueprint and timetable for an individual's development. Again, timetable for individual's development. Here, I just want you to take back your minds to the earlier session. Earlier, we have discussed the sexual hormones, the functioning of hormones and glands. Gonads are the glands which are responsible for secretion of sexual hormones, estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone. Estrogen, which is so apart from functioning, what does this? So how that is for the for the reproduction and the regulation. In the process of reproduction, what happens? The progesterone hormone, which regulates the readiness of uterus. So, when a a process happens, the sperm will be entering into the female organism and start the reproduction process with the ovum, that is the egg. This study of so with the process happens, in the next slide we will see what will be happening. The study of inheritance of physical, psychological characteristics from ancestors is referred to as genetics. So both the parents, the qualities like parental habits, all will be transferred through genes, that are the chromosomes. It is not about the cultural behavior, we are talking about the biological behavior, the development. Since lakh years, how it is being developing, this is just being transferred with the reproductive process. the evolutionary, biological evolution. The study of inheritance of physical, yeah, this has happened. The child begins life as a single zygote cell, mother's ovum, fertilized by father's sperm. Mother releases in the 28 days life cycle. Mother, the female organism, releases this egg, and this egg will be fertilized by the male, which has a continuous release of this sperm. Okay, male has a 28 life cycle, 28 days life cycle, and a male donates a sperm to the female human being that in turn turns into a child. Okay, this is the basic process. So zygote is a tiny cell with a nucleus. As a neuron, which has a nucleus, a zygote also will have a nucleus for the functioning, for the processing. In its center containing chromosomes. Okay, a zygote is a tiny cell with a nucleus, chromosomes. These chromosomes with all genes, with all the information is inherited from each parent, that is a female and a male. These genes from the male in equal numbers, that are 23 pairs will be collected, each from 11 from each, and the other sperm will add it to this, and the other pair is created. Okay, this is how a basic process of reproduction goes. So chromosomes. So what are these chromosomes? As said, they are the carrying. These 22 pairs, the last pair, 23 pair, which makes the gender, either male or female. This decides the gender. Chromosomes are the hereditary elements of the body. They are thread-like paired structures with threads. It is like a cotton thread, like, right? Okay. For nucleus is distinctive and constant for each living organism. Yes, they are constant. If they are increased, we will have some disabilities. That will be separately studied later, but just so. The gametic cells, the gametic cells, sperm and ovum, have 23 chromosomes, but not in pairs. A new generation results from the fusion of a sperm cell and an egg cell. Say, a 23 genes from one male will be in the sperm, and the 23 pairs from female will be in the ovum. These 23 and these 23 pair up. They pair up and form the process. At the time of conception, like in the reproductive process, the organism inherits 46, that is 23 from the mother, 23 from the father. Each of these chromosomes contain thousands of genes that are how the physiological and psychological memory, behavior. However, the sperm cells, fathers, differ from the egg cell in one important respect. So what it is? There is a small difference. So what it is? Let us see what. So the 23rd chromosome of the sperm cell, that is, as said, 23 plus 23 from male and female. Okay. So 23rd. So 22 will be same from the female and male. But what about the 23? It decides, as I said, it decides the male or female child. Can be either the capital X or Y. These chromosomes will be defined as X and Y, English alphabet. If the X type sperm fertilizes the egg cell, X type. If the 23rd one is X, the fertilized egg will have XX. So both having X. So every chromosomes will be XY, XX, XY. So When the 23rd one is X, the female will have X, right? The Y, if it is Y, it is XY. So the child will be a female. So XX, if the 23rd one is X and the female having X, it is the female. One other hand, if Y type, if the 23rd one is Y type, then the combination will be XY and the 23rd will be XY and the child will be a male. So you are getting the differences, right? Chromosomes are composed mainly a substance called deoxyribonucleic acid, that is DNA. Our genes are composed chiefly DNA molecules, deoxyribose nucleic acid. The two genes that control the development of each trait are situated at the same locus, one on each chromosome of the particular pair. The exception is the sex chromosomes, that is the pair of chromosomes that determines an individual sex. So the other 22 will be same, but the deciding one is the 23rd one. So female has the consistency or the constant pair, but the last chromosome decides the whether it is male or female. So just think. So why we are learning all these biological process? We are just how to think about the cultural behavior, how a man prepares, right? Since the past few sessions, we are trying to understand the biological process, whether it is useful or there are some biologists, right? So why can't we leave it to them? So what is a necessity of a psychologist to understand this process? Either, either it is because of the hormones or because of the glands or because of the evolution. What is the necessity? So just think, psychologists should leave the study to, should leave or should not leave the neuron synapses on the functioning which we are learning in the sessions. So is it necessary or not? Just think about this and let us proceed. Okay, so genes. Genes, as said, chromosomes will be having genes. Every chromosome stores thousands of genetic commands. These commands are instructions in the form of genes. These genes dictate much of the course of an organism's development. So the healthier are the genes, the organisms will be the healthier. So how much the information is properly transferred, the organism's development, either physical, mental, and social, everything will be in the genes. They contain instructions for the production of specific proteins for the like physical body, which regulate the body physiological process and the expression of traits, phenotypic traits. The observable traits of an organism are called phenotype. Example, body build. This is physical strength. Intelligence, yes, it is calculatable, and other behavioral traits. The traits which can be passed on to the offspring, that is the child, through genetic material is called genotype. So the transfer, the traits which can be passed is called genotype. Okay, this is the basic information of genes which we are trying to understand. So what is in the next slide? So all the biological and psychological characteristics that a modern man possesses are the result of genotype inheritance. As I said, from the millions of years, these genes are being transferred from one person to another person through reproduction process. Either male, female, how the process goes, we have a clear understanding now. A given gene can exist in several different forms. Change of a gene from one form to another is called mutation. So the DNA matter deoxyribose nucleic acid, a change in one gene can affect the behavior, and the change is called a mutation. As said, the finest and the fittest will be selected. The type of mutation that occurs spontaneously in nature provides variation in genotypes. So it processes naturally based on the female and male who are in the process. Based on this natural process, the evolution of new species happens. Mutation permits recombination of new genes. Mutation permits recombination of new genes with the genes already present. So where the genes present? In the female and male. But how can we modify? Yes, the DNA modification, which can, this new combination of gene structure is then put to the test of the environment, which can select out those genotypes that turn out the best fitted for the environment. So the physiological process, the diseases, the commands, all these will be transferred from genes to the other persons. So how this process happens? The production process. But here, a very important thing we have to consider is whether this mutation is selective. It's a natural process. But for example, say in plants and animals like the broiler or the regular hen or animals, the crossbreeding of horses, which the discussed in the for the best fittest one for survival, or the utilization of horses for riding, these are modified in animals. But is it legitimate? Is it good to for the gene mutation in human beings? Is it ethical? Yes, maybe in the future, if we change the genes, the offspring, the children will be more, you can say, more stronger. They can be like, for example, say the modern generation can, like the immunity development, whatever you say, when the information is transferred from the chromosomes and genes from the parents, that is father and mother, the reproductive process, all this will be is happening for the best or the fittest. But in human beings, it is natural selection. Okay, so far the experiments are going on. We can change the color of people, we can change the color of hair, the skin tone, how much, how strong, intelligent, all these traits can be modified in the genetic mutation. So far, like in the say, for animals, we have produced several breeds. For plants, which can be sustainable for the threats of virus or any other things, have been applied in plants and animals so far, and even in the future it is also possible for a human being. So that's all for this. So I think you got the information. Just think why we need to understand this information, because because this gives the basic understanding. I would like to just uh, conclude in this one, like there is a process of natural process and nurturing process. So nurturing is artificial, this is cultural base, this is a biological base. So what is the biological process? We have tried to understand how it happens. Because of the hormones, the process of glands, the gonads, and then there is a process, biological and natural process. And how it happens? 23 pairs. There is a dominating gene, that is X. XX is a female, XY is a male. So all these things, it is a process. It is a natural process. Yes, there is a process which is available outside, that is in vitro fertilization. We can, whatever the genetic mutation, these are the things which are for the better and healthy offspring which are happening. And the new virus, a virus is also to overcome these virus, to sustain, to withstand. So these genetic mutations will help. So I hope you got a basic understanding, that is biological evolution, how these memories, these instructions, commands will be transferred from one human being to another human being. So this is the basic of biological evolution. In the next session, we will deal with another new topic, that is cultural basis. So if you have any queries, you can write to the mail ID. Thank you so much. Have a great day.